Hey, how's it going, guys? TND coming back at you. Believe it or not, we are less than 7 weeks away from the Lightfall expansion, which means it's officially time to start kicking things into high gear in regards to our seasonal prep. And while bounty prepping is also very important towards getting that artifact level up quickly when the new season drops, I think it's far more important to talk about the state of crafted weapons. You see, while a bunch of stuff will be getting added in Lightfall, we are also about to lose access to the last 4 seasons worth of content. And with those seasons comes many great weapons that it is unclear how or even whether getting those red border frames will even be possible once these new seasons are sunset. So it does go without saying, if you have any patterns left here, do it now. With that being said, the first year of crafted weapons has brought with it some of the most powerful guns we've seen in a long time. From boss DPS machines to ad clearing superstars, many of these weapons set themselves apart as staples of our loadouts for years to come. So what if you're limited on time or limited on resources? Well, I have for you here what I think are the top 10 most important weapons to craft going into Lightfall. Some of these are weapons that are very good now, some of these are guns that I think will be very good, and obviously some of those fall into both camps. Let's get started. Now, if you want any indication on how stacked this list is, coming in at number 10 is the Taipan 4FR Void Linear Fusion Rifle. This pattern can be acquired by doing a simple free-to-play quest in the Enclave that was released as a bit of surprise back in Season of Plunder. Its god roll of triple tap and firing squad makes this guy an absolute monster of a boss DPS weapon. The only thing keeping it this far down on the list is the impending shakeup over the overall DPS meta that we believe is coming in Lightfall, which I'm absolutely sure we'll see addressed in a TWAB sometime in the near future. This is an incredible DPS weapon for free-to-play players that you can get in the next 30 minutes tops as a solo player. It's pretty amazing. Next up is a throwback of sorts, the BXR Battler Solar Pulse Rifle. This guy is Bungie's latest take on the old-school Halo battle rifle, and its pattern can be unlocked by opening the chest in Eternity next to Zur, or as a random drop at the end of Dares of Eternity. My preferred role is Demolitionist with Incandescent, making it a perfect role for any of you running solar grenade builds out there. Remember that Legend Dares gives a guaranteed red border frame on your first clear of the week, so don't skip out on visiting our old friend Starhorse every now and then. And make sure to bring a sugar cube for our guy, he works hard out there. Coming in at number 8 is another Dares weapon, the Pardon Our Dust Kinetic Grenade Launcher. Blinding grenades are still incredibly underrated, so being able to craft this GL with both blinding and auto-loading is pretty great. If you don't have an auto-loading kinetic blinding GL, I highly recommend having one as a tool you can pull from in your loadout. Remember the golden rule, enemies cannot shoot you if they cannot see you. Number 7 is another fantastic linear fusion rifle, the Cataclysmic Solar LFR from the Vow of the Disciple raid. Now you can purchase one free red frame at the end of your first clear of the week in this raid, with another random red border available if you complete the 3 hidden symbols during the run. This weapon's god roll is 4th times the charm with Bait and Switch, an incredibly powerful perk that gives a 35% weapon buff when you hit an enemy with all 3 weapons in succession. This gun offers the highest total DPS potential out of any linear in the game right now. However, it is once again a linear, and we are anticipating that archetype being pushed out of the DPS meta fairly soon here. Next up is one of my favorite ad clearing weapons from this past year, the Explosive Personality Solar Waveframe Grenade Launcher from Season of the Risen. Risen weapons can be acquired from the war table at random using umbral focusing, and you can also grab one free red border per week, assuming you have the vendor fully leveled up. My preferred role for this guy is auto-loading in Frenzy. However, you could absolutely run this guy as a pure ad clearing weapon with Feeding Frenzy and Frenzy if you're running double specials. Before we get into the top 5, let me know what are your favorite crafted guns from this past year. I know there is no shortage of incredible options. This list was super tough to make, let me tell you. And also feel free to hit that subscribe button while you're down there if you want to see more of my guides and build videos when they go live. Now into the top 5, and we got some real heavy hitters here. Speaking of heavies, we have the one weapon on this list I haven't crafted yet, the Retrofit Escapade Void Light Machine Gun. This guy's been making huge waves this season as a boss melting behemoth, and reminder, it is a machine gun. Its god roll of 4th times the charm and target lock, which is a new damage perk that ramps up all the way to 40% if you do constant damage to an enemy, makes this thing a prime candidate for being the next big thing in the overall PvE meta. And paired with the new Gerfalcon's buff, giving it a near constant volatile round uptime, is just dirty, I'm telling you. Also keep an eye out there because I have a banger of a Void Hunter build coming once I get this guy leveled up. Number 4 is another weapon that's got a shot at dethroning linears as the next big thing in boss damage, the Bump in the Night Stasis Rocket Launcher from Season of the Haunted. Now the Haunted weapons are tough to get, I'll be real with you, as it's the one season where its umbral energy can't be gained through playlist activities, so unfortunately you're stuck running nightmare containments for now. That being said, it is absolutely worth it to get this rocket launcher, as this guy's god roll of Demolitionist and Chill Clip makes it really great at not only a boss melter while using grenade builds, but Chill Clip is also incredibly useful at hard locking larger enemies like barrier champions, freezing them before they can get their shield up. Heading into the top 3, we have ourselves another Vow weapon, the Forbearance Arc Waveframe Grenade Launcher. This thing might just be the best ad clear weapon in the entire game. game, rocking the incredible perk combo of Ambitious Assassin and Chain Reaction, which was so good on Salvage or Salvo that Bungie basically had to hard nerf ritual weapons forever because it was so OP. And all that on a wave frame? It's just unfair, especially paired with the swath of amazing Arc 3.0 builds we have in the game right now. Now to the top two, which was by far the hardest decision of this whole list, as these next two guns are probably my two favorite primaries in the entire game right now. But someone's got to be number two, and for me, that's going to be the Calus Mini Tool Solar Submachine Gun, a reprised weapon from Season of the Haunted. You can get this pattern by acquiring an opulent key in the Haunted Leviathan or grabbing it for free once a week at the Crown of Sorrow and the Helm. The god roll on this guy is Threat Detector and Incandescent, a new solar perk that spreads scorch stacks when damaging enemies. It's a good perk on most solar weapons, but on a 900 SMG, it's just ridiculous, turning the mini tool into basically an exotic weapon that just shreds through enemies, causing explosions every which way. Absolutely pick up this guy before the season is sunset. It is so good. But it is not number one, as that title goes to another reprised gun, the Ikelos SMG V1.0.3. This weapon was brought back in Season of the Seraph, and it is so sought after that I actually made an entire separate guide on how to get this pattern. So definitely go check out that video if you still need this thing. Its perk combo of Feeding Frenzy and Volt Shot is so incredibly satisfying, as the more kills you get just makes the reloads faster and the Chain Lightning go even harder. Did I mention this thing also makes Warmind cells too? Even though they aren't exactly what they once were, having even more ad clearing potential built in this already unreal package is simply a cherry on top. So there it is, the top 10 weapons I think are mandatory to get crafted before Lightfall. Like I said, there are plenty of other great weapons whose patterns might be going away at the end of February as well, so make sure to get those done as soon as you can, even if it just means you get the pattern to craft them and stuff them in your vault. I have way more Lightfall prep guides coming in the next few weeks, as well as some more build guides for that upcoming Legendary campaign. Make sure to subscribe to the channel to catch all of my latest Destiny 2 content, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Happy hunting, Guardians.